You're taking a look at the Queen City from two different angles. You see Newport on the levee looking north towards that sunset, or northwest towards that sunset, seeing more sunshine than not, which is a nice welcome from the last 36 hours and some change in which it's been predominantly cloudy. Seeing the skies open up is a good change of pace. It is also a little bit of a sign of the times because we are going to be warming up a little bit into your Saturday. Staying dry is the good news, and it's seasonal heat. It's not excruciating, but it's a taste of what we're supposed to feel like this time of year before the cool down arrives as well. But lots of people taking advantage of this beautiful evening. I suggest you do the same. You see the boats out there on the Ohio River. Nice calm pattern to the waters. Yeah, it's beautiful outside, and I can't recommend getting outside and enjoying it enough. But if you can't get outside and enjoy it right now, well, I've got a great forecast for getting outside coming up in just a few minutes in that extended forecast. But right now, temperatures in the low 80s and mostly sunny skies. We have forecast that the skies would open up over the last couple of days, and it took a while, but there's the sun, right? It feels like 82 with a little bit of that humidity sticking around. So it's still humid outside, guys, but early next week, we'll see that number drop a good amount. We're seeing dew points in the 40s. Put in perspective, dew points right now are in the 60s, and that is why we were able to tap into some mostly cloudy skies. That was mainly for yesterday and then a little bit of today as well. Over the last couple of hours, we really saw some rapid clearing, some parting here with that building high pressure. And to kind of walk you through what's going on in the upper levels of the atmosphere, over the last 2 days or so, we did see those northeasterly winds coming in behind that low of Hurricane Erin, which is still a hurricane, still not seeing much impact here, and we're not going to, which is the good news. So let's unpack this together, make it full screen. It makes my job a little bit easier. So we got the northeasterly winds. We've had that over the last couple of days. Now we're seeing the big blue H, so that means skies are going to be clearing and we're seeing more sun than not. And then on the back side of that high pressure, southwesterly is kicking on in, bringing with it seasonal heat, humidity, maybe a little bit of storms ahead of that cold front as well, which the cold front is what's next. It's not too far behind the warm up is the good news, because that cold front is going to be pulling in those fall-like temperatures as soon as Monday morning. We're going through weather whiplash over the next 3 days, really. I mean, today started it, in which we've seen clear skies throughout the day. Now, temperatures over the next several hours dropping from the upper 70s to the middle 70s around 9, and then the middle to low 60s overnight into Saturday. So with humidity on the rise, cooling temperatures overnight, clear skies, setting up a stage for some fog development, especially around the waterways. Not a big widespread concern, but you might notice it if you're waking up dark and early tomorrow morning. And tomorrow itself starts off with a little bit of that fog, and then eventually as we warm up, the fog becomes less of an issue, and we see partly cloudy skies through the entire day, which that's the good news. Middle 80s for the forecast, high 85. It feels closer to the upper 80s, maybe even the low 90s for the heat index for Saturday afternoon. But as far as taking out the dog on the walk, you're heading out to the Bengals preseason game tomorrow early afternoon. You're heading out to the FC Cincinnati match in the evening. Weather is looking good. I mean, it's normal for this time of year to see temperatures like this, but you will be battling a little bit of sticky air towards the heat of the day. But because we're seeing weather whiplash, we're seeing winds that come with it. Winds are just associated with change. So gusts up to about 15 to 20 miles per hour. You'll see it in the afternoon, so noticeable, not extreme, but noticeable. For Sunday, up to 25 miles per hour. Monday as well, up to 25, maybe 30 miles per hour. Again, that's all towards the afternoons, peak heating. We just see a little bit more of that heat. So with that cold front passing on through, the winds are going to kick up, and we're noticing a lot of changes, right? Not just in the temperatures, but also and especially the dew points, which the last week, since last weekend, we've really just been battling those humid, very humid dew points in the upper 60s. We're seeing that right now. Muggy, comfortable, dry. We're going to drop 3 categories in a matter of hours, and that's because of the cold front coming on through. So it's pretty potent. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, notice that line of tanks to basically zero. It's going to be very dry, and we're going to feel it. We're going to see it in the cloud cover. Lots of sun, very little rain. Perhaps that's not great news in your 7-day forecast, is how little rain is forecast. I'm going to show you the timing of Sunday here in just a second. We're going to start with the 7-day to unpack what the extended forecast looks like, which is a lot of rinse and repeat. It's pretty boring, but that means it's good. Boring is good, right? Especially for this time of year. Heading back to school on Monday, middle 50s is what we're going to be stepping out to the bus stop for. And 2, Monday afternoon, mid 70s, rinse and repeat for Tuesday. Same thing for Wednesday. We're watching a little bit of a spotty storm chance for late Thursday. Again, I think that's pretty generous. We might just see some extra clouds trying to come on in, and that'll linger a bit into Friday. Our next best chances for showers in the long range, it's going to be next weekend, the final weekend of August, if you can believe it. First day of September is Monday, Labor Day. So not 3 days from now, but a week from Monday is the first day of September. I can't believe that, but it's looking a little bit on the rainy side, low 80s, pretty just cooler, more comfortable stepping into September. Let's talk about that rain for Sunday, because I thought I had it queued up, and apparently I didn't. So the weather timeline. Let's unpack your whole weekend, because, again, just kind of rolling through the punches, getting through it with the heat. Seasonal, right? We can handle it. Partly cloudy skies, maybe a little fog for your Saturday. Clear skies towards the early afternoon, and then that's why we're able to climb to the 80s pretty quickly, near 90 degrees towards the heat of the day. Dinner plans, you got them. They're looking good. Maybe outdoor patio seating, just in the shade, of course. And then we get later on to your evening, passing clouds overnight into your Sunday. Mostly clear skies return temporarily before we see some showers. Notice I brought you through to the late morning here on Sunday. Still looking dry by noon. Around 2, look at the shower activity starting to pop up there on your weather timeline. It's really not impressive. And this model in particular has it south and east of the tri-state entirely. Other models have it a few miles towards our direction. So it's a slim storm chance. You might see it. It's more likely that you don't, but you might. And that's why we want to give you that first alert on Sunday. And then the cold front will push through. So again, maybe a little breezy, but dry air flooding back into the tri-state on Sunday. And that's what we're waking up to on your Monday morning. So next 3 days, warm, cool. It's going to take a little bit of storms to do it, and a little bit of gusty winds as well. But again, nothing too impactful in your 10-day forecast. Seems to be the trend, which is good. We need a little bit of a break, don't we? So if you have any questions coming on in this afternoon, Susan's tuning in, have seen some trees turning. It seems so early, especially since we've had so much rainfall. Yeah, I mean, at the micro scale, so it's very tree dependent how early some of these trees are able to turn, because you're right, having so much rainfall and having enough rainfall will delay the fall color. So I actually made a forecast. You can go to our website, fox19.com, for the peak fall foliage. It looks fairly normal because we've had fairly normal rainfall so far. But Susan, if your 10-day is indicative of anything, it's that we're ending up really dry to finish August, I should say. So you might see some trees turning a little bit earlier than others, but generally speaking, fall foliage is going to be on pace for normal, which peak fall foliage for the Ohio Valley, especially the tri-state area, going to be late October into early November, right around Halloween. Kind of perfect, right? Melvin's tuning in. Hi, Erin. Is it going to be cool next week? It's going to be cooler, yeah, especially in the mornings, crisp, maybe light jacket weather, mid-50s. Not bad. Susan, I'm so excited about the cool temperatures. Labor Day is next weekend. That's the face I've been making, right? A little over a week away from Labor Day. I think about 30 or exactly a month away from fall. September 22nd is first day of fall, and today is August 22nd, if you can believe that. I think that's even crazier, Susan, but maybe a little bit of false fall before we return back to summer-like heat. It's possible, it's just not in the 10 days. So plenty of summer to get through. Plenty of opportunities for that heat to come back. Sam's tuning in. Hi, Erin. Hope you're having a great Friday and enjoying this nice weather. I know I am for sure. Yeah, I'm doing my best to enjoy it, of course. I'm glad to forecast it. Thanks for tuning in. And JD's tuning in. What is the weather for tomorrow morning and how am I doing? I'm doing well. And the weather for tomorrow morning is we're waking up in the mid-60s. A few clouds here and there, but most of us entirely clear. Just a bit of fog able to settle on in as those temperatures are cooling and the humidity swells back into the tri-state, which once again, it's seasonal humidity. It might just catch you off guard, especially after the last couple of days with temperatures well below normal and that sense of false fall that we are entering back into as soon as Monday. So just a taste of normalcy, and then we go right back to this pattern in which many of us struggle to even break that 80-degree mark. And while it's boring, it's good. We'll let you know if anything changes, though. But thank you guys so much for tuning in this Friday evening, taking time out of your beautiful evening. Get outside, enjoy it. We'll let you know if things change, of course, here at Fox 19 now. But thanks for tuning in. I'm signing off here in Queensgate. Have a great weekend ahead.